Hey, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. We're playing Professor Layton today. The first one, the Curious Professor Layton in the Curious Village. I've never played the Professor Layton games before, so I'm interested to try it out. I hope I enjoy it because I bought all of them. I bought all of them off eBay. Like somebody was just selling every single one. I was like, yeah, sure, fuck it. So I hope I enjoy this game because if I enjoy it, I get to play the rest of them that I spent a lot of money on. But I've heard it's good, and as I said, never played any of the Professor Layton games, so it'll be a fun thing to check out, I'm sure. It'll also be interesting to see how I deal with puzzles on stream, because I haven't really played any puzzle games yet. So this will be interesting. But yeah, with all that said, let's jump into it. You switch to this. And here we are. Now, being that I've never played this game, I don't know which of the DS screens is the main screen. So at some point I may, so currently I've got the bottom screen as the main screen, as like the big one on the right. That may switch at some point, so if you've played the game before and you're like, oh my god, he's got the bottom screen as the main screen, what a fucking buffoon, I'm sure I'll change it if that's like an actual problem. If it's not, then great, things will stay as they are. But let's get into the game, yeah? Let's profess some Laytons and village some curiosity. Whatever that means. Oh. Oh, we're getting some quality animation here. We also get some quality British voicing, but you know. I don't know why, but I'm looking at like my street. Like I've kind of got like 3 different variations of the. I've got like 3 different setups of like the game on like in my preparation. I've got my game on my 3DS. I've got the 3DS capture on one monitor, and then I've got OBS on another monitor. I'm just like, oh fuck, which one do I look at? I don't know, Layton. Hey, Neko Harpoon, how are you doing today? Doing well, it's good to hear. I'm doing well, thanks. That's like his accent. That's some puzzle, alright. At least Professor Layton sounds normal. I'm just going to say now, because I'm assuming a lot of this, like one of the tags on the Twitch is visual novel. There's going to be a lot of talking between characters that I shan't be talking over. Hopefully, anyway. It's mostly just going to be me chuckling at Luke's accent because it is dreadful. Also, I do like that they have to have done something with like the top screen, so they put like I'm sure it gets more interesting later, but at the moment it's just Luke and Layton sitting in a car. They go like, oh, here's the main screen with the main action going on and the dialogue, and then just to the left of it on my screen it's just like, oh, and here's them in a car. Oh, Layton, you old flirt. Puzzle 1. Help Professor Layton get to the village. Oh no, this town was built on Spaghetti Junction. Puzzle 1. This puzzle is worth 10 Pickarat. Okay. My village is on a road that leads to no other village. I look forward to seeing you there. Use your stylus to draw a circle around the right village, then touch submit. Right, so presumably it's one of the ones that have a dead end on it. Assuming it's that one. I'm assuming. I'm using my big old brain powers. Watch me get this wrong. Yes! Big brain powers! That's correct. The only village that isn't connected by roads to another village is the one in the upper left area of the map. Looks like you're all ready to start solving puzzles. Wonderful. I haven't completely embarrassed myself yet. A quick horizon. Interesting. It appears that the drawbridge is the entrance to the village. And we're stuck on the outside! What should we do, Professor? Look over there, there's a man standing on the other side of the river. Maybe he can help us. Tap an area to investigate. Let's investigate the man. Good day, sir. We'd very much like to gain access to the village. Could you please drop the bridge for us? Do I look like the sort to go dropping the bridge for a bunch of fancy-looking outsiders? Humph. We've got a lot of nerve. We received a letter of invitation from Lady Dahlia. I don't suppose that changes things, does it? From Lady Dahlia? Well, then I'd love to lower the tower. The tower? Love to lower the bridge for you, smarty pants, but the engine is broken, and I can only move this blasted bridge with the hand crank. Humph. There's all these infernal slots I could put the crank in, but I ain't got a clue which one to use. Humph. He says humph a lot. So, Brainbox, you got any idea which one is the right one? Ah, puzzle 2 already. Which bang, 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 bang. Puzzles after one after another. Love it. There's no way to lower the bridge and get access without inserting the crank into the correct slot. Choose the slot that fits the crank below. I'm just worried. I'm waiting for like the moment when I get one that's like really simple, wrong. Just waiting for the moment where it's like, ah, yes, we're still in like the early game of puzzles. I'm waiting for it because it's gonna happen at some point. There's like gonna be the puzzle that takes me much longer than it should. I live in fear of that moment. I'll do it. Hold on a second. I'll let her down. Humph. I'm gonna say it again. I just don't feel right about letting outsiders into Saint Mystere. But if you're Lady Dahlia's guests, I guess I'd better. Please give her my regards, you hear? Puzzle 2, the crank in the slot is now in your puzzle index. Wonderful. Well, I mean, true to the cutscenes, he is saying a lot. Yes, we finally arrived in Saint Mystere. I'm so excited. Wonder what mysteries await us here. Ha 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 ha! Well, Luke, we'll find out soon enough. Just be careful not to let your excitement cloud your ability to analyze your surroundings. I say, Luke, this is a perfect time to explain how to move about during our investigation. Do you remember how to use your legs, Luke? No, I don't! Please explain it, Professor! Give the shoe icon in the lower right corner of the touchscreen a tap with your stylus. If you do this, a set of arrows will appear on your screen. Tap one to head in that direction. So remember, when you want to move, just tap the shoe. Go on, then give it a try. Tap the shoe. Go over here. Why not? Hey now, don't run off yet. I've got something you should hear first. Okay, hello. Let's talk to him then. What a dandy set of fellows you two are. Must be new to Saint Mystere, eh? Name's Stashin Scarfen, and I've got some advice for you. Tap that barrel back there with your stylus. Don't ask questions, just do it. I'm not sure I trust you, Stashin Scarfen. You found a hint coin. Felt good, didn't it? Felt neutral, really. Around these parts, that's what we call a hint coin. When you find yourself up against a really tough puzzle, you'll want a hint. Trust me on this one, fellas. And it's just those times when you'll want to use a hint coin to purchase a hint. I bet you think puzzles will be a breeze now, eh? Think again. There are a limited number of hint coins in this village, so don't go wasting coins on any old riddles, because if you do, when you come across a real stumper, you'll be sorry. Really sorry. Mind you, hint coins won't always be hidden inside barrels. Check any object that seems suspicious. Got all that? Good. Be seeing you around. Oh, he's gone. I mean, he seemed a bit suspicious to me, to be honest. Oh, hello. Pleasure to meet you. Welcome to Saint Mystere, where our local export is the puzzle. Oh, before I forget, you should know that every time you solve a puzzle, you earn a set number of picarats. The more picarats a puzzle is worth, the tougher the puzzle will be. They say lovely things happen when you gather enough picarats. Imagine that, a reward for solving puzzles. For practice, try this little riddle that your hat reminded me of. Think good and hard before you answer. Oh, another puzzle. About hats. Puzzle is worth 10 picarats. More like pick a hat. It's 4 top hats. They're all the same height, but the length of the brim of each brim is different. In other words, the hats are equally tall but vary in width. One of these 4 hats has a brim and height. They're all the same length. Which hat is it? Say D. Oh, it's probably C then. Oh, I've lost picarats. This one's just like eyeballing it though. This is, not dissing the puzzles, of course, but this one's just like, hang on, look at them real fucking carefully, yeah? Give them a good fucking eyeball. Get your measuring tape out. Now I'm thinking it might be, might be A. Originally I was going C and D, but then obviously I clicked D rather, and it wasn't that. Oh, let's go with my second. Let's go with C. It's not that, it's definitely A. And well, you know what? Logical deduction is still a form of getting puzzles. You're upsetting me already, Professor Layton. See, this is what I mean. We've hit that point too early. We've hit the point of I'm failing puzzles that are too easy too early. Disappointing. That's right, this is a very famous optical illusion. An optical illusion is a visual phenomenon where your eyes perceive things differently than they actually are. There are dozens of known optical illusions. What's the world coming to when you kind of entrust your own? See, that's what I mean though. This one was just like, oh, I just give it a good old fucking eyeball. Which I know obviously, that's what also the previous puzzle was use your fucking eyes. But that one, that was tricky. That had optical illusions. You've got the hang of this. If you try your options one by one, you'll eventually find the answer. You changed it. That's how. She changed the answer each time, so I would look like a fool. That's why she says that line. However, you also encounter lots of puzzles that can't be solved simply by trying all the answers. Well, shut up. If you answer incorrectly, the picarats you can earn from puzzle decrease. Tough stuff, Goes to show you how important it is to think for yourself and find the answer on your own. Well then, best of luck to you. I'll be rooting for you two. Thank you. You don't know why we're here. You could be rooting for murderers. We're not murderers, though. To clarify. I've been thinking, Professor, shouldn't we be keeping a record of our investigation? You brought up a very good point, Luke. Let me explain how to go about saving your game. First, tap your stylus on the trunk in the upper right corner of the touchscreen. This trunk contains all manner of information that you can gain access. There was no gain there. You can access by tapping the icons. Well, this playthrough is going to bring up 2 things to light. 1, we'll see how good I am with puzzles. 2, we're all going to find out I'm not very good at reading out loud. I have violent flashbacks to secondary school English. Touch the icon marked save to save your game. Tap the journal to read over notes about my DS capture card becoming loose for a second. But our adventure in Saint Mystere. Mystere? I know it's supposed to be, play on the word mystery, very clever. But they said it once and I've already forgotten the pronunciation. A good sign, if you ask me. Just like a puzzle way later on, just comes out, it's like, how'd you pronounce the name? Say it into the DS microphone. Shit, wrong. Behave, capture card. Don't make me waste time looking for a new cable. Next we have the puzzle index icon. Tap it to view all puzzles you've encountered. Puzzle. I'm telling you, you better behave, Captain. You'll. Puzzle you've solved are a tick next to them. Puzzle you've seen but haven't solved are blank. You can retry any puzzles you've solved from this screen. To retry puzzles you haven't solved yet, you must return to the actual site of the puzzle. Don't be afraid to use the items in the trunk to help our investigation. They'll be second nature soon enough. Enough explanation for now, let's make our way to the Reinhold Manor. An arrow marks our path on the map, so all we need to do is head in the correct direction. Another puzzle! Chapter 1, Reinhold Manor awaits. Make your way to Reinhold Manor on the east side of the village. Yes. And we have to come to the terrible decision of whose old file do we get rid of because I bought the game secondhand. And my capture card can... Well, no, this isn't my capture card. This is the cable's problem because I'm using a very shitty cable to for my capture card. So hang on, let me try putting it in the back of my computer. If that does anything. I don't have any spaces in the back of my computer. Let's just try a different port. Hope it's less wobbly. Right. You're going to behave now, Wire? Let's hope so. Right, well, sorry, Tanya 1. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot more of Tanya if I play the other games, because I bought them all off the same person. So, I'll have to delete like 6 different files for Tanya. First of all, why don't we see what that person over there has to say first? Because he just said, let's make our way to the tower, or to the manor, or whatever, and now I'm talking to man with a very small face. Oh, hello, I'm Percy, St. Mr's unofficial writer-in-residence. Reinhold Manor, you ask? Head up that road to the right. It's immense, so you'll know it when you see it. But before you go, why not try your hand at this puzzle I thought up? See if you can work out which house is mine from the instructions I give you. They even sweetened the deal for you. If you manage to solve this puzzle, I'll tell you about this village. So how about it? You'll try it, won't you? After all, a writer is nothing without an audience. Go on. What if it's just a really easy puzzle and he's just like, I just want somebody at my house. Just please come over for tea. When you find my house, go out the front door of my place and turn left. At the first junction you come across, take a right. Turn right again at the following junction and you'll come face to face with the morning sun. Okay. Right. Come out of his house. Turn left. First junction. It's a really weird game to stream, I'm going to be completely, because obviously you can't like see the cogs in my head whirring. So instead you're just kind of sitting staring at the same screen whilst I just kind of go Right, so turn left when you go out. So it can't be one of the ones facing the right, because as soon as you turn left when you come out of his house, you're... Wait, no, morning sun. The morning sun doesn't fucking rise from the north. What side does the morning sun rise from? It's east or west, I know that. But I don't know which one. I'm going to say east. I'm going to say it rises in the east because I'm pretty sure That's the line. There's a line in the song Beauty and the Beast, which goes something something sure as the rising something something sun rising in the east. Da 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 da. Beauty and the Beast. This is how my brain works. Spoiler, it doesn't. So east, okay. So left, right, right. Okay, so it does. You do actually want to do one of the ones that, which one of the houses that faces right? What does it mean first junction? Well, because none of these have junctions. They're all four-way intersections. There's no roads here. Oh wait, no. You need to turn right twice. Okay. So it's not that green one in the bottom one, because that leads you facing south. So no, it can't be one of the ones that faces right, because that leads you facing south. Fuck it. The worst circle ever, but that's the one I'm going for. Yeah. Exactly. Critical thinking and remembering a single lyric from a song from a film you've never actually watched. So why I know it, I don't know. Well, you know what? I thought those big fucking blocks were supposed to be the roads. I didn't think the bits in between were supposed to be the roads. Hey, Kyson, how are you doing today? Whatever works, exactly. Whatever works. I still got the answer, so I'm still smart. Impressive. I thought I'd set out quite the puzzle, but you made short work of it. Yeah, short work of it. You're doing well. That's good to hear. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm enjoying this game so far. It's very interesting. It's almost like it's a puzzle game, but it's also seeing how my mind, like streaming this, lets me kind of evaluate how my own mind works. It's very bizarre. Now, for that gossip I promised you, the Reinhold family owns all of the land this village is built upon. I heard they own all the buildings too. I suppose you could say this village belongs to the Reinholds. Also, let's stream and see how your brain works. Exactly, yeah. We might learn a bit too much about myself in this playthrough. That's all for me for now, but rest assured that next time I'll have a harder puzzle for you. Cool. Right. It did give us directions, but he then threw a puzzle at me, so I've kind of forgotten. That man standing in the street. He's blocking the... Yes, he's blocking the path. I mean, with these glasses, he might just be blind. He might not know he's blocking up the path. Hold up. I've never seen YouTube here before. Still could be blind. I've never seen YouTube before. I've never seen anybody before. I'm blind, you know that? So I'm sorry to hear. What's a couple of new faces like yourselves doing here? Here by invitation of the Reinholds, and if you excuse us, we have business through the gate. Business with the Reinholds, is that so? Something strange here, yeah, you're a fishy pair. I don't trust you, that's for sure, but I'll let you pass if you can solve this riddle, see? Sorry, he's kind of going through like he's jumping through like different eras of accents. Just to warn you, it's a tough one. It isn't going to be easy, is it? No way. Definitely not going to be easy. Feels like a fake out. It actually is going to be easy, but it's worth 40 pickerats, so maybe not. Right, here we have 8 small weights that all look the same. However, one of the weights in the group is slightly lighter than the rest. Using the scale 2 times, can you find out which of these weights is lighter than the rest? So which is the light one? Okay. The weights you want to measure onto the scale with the stylus. When you finish arranging the weights, press the red button to weigh them. Both sides stay level. It means the loads on both sides are of equal weight. Once you find the right weight, place it in the answer area and submit. Okay. So I've got to find the light. I'm pretty sure this is just like a thing where like you put half on each thing. And then you just like cut it down. So I want the lightest one. So that means take off 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. But I can. That's a slight problem. I can only do it 2 times now. Or I can only do it 2 times in general. I can't do it again. So it's either 7 or 8. Please just give me one more go. Fuck it, lucky number 7. Ah, poop. Too bad. The lightweight changes each time you try the problem. Think about what you need to do and try it again. Okay, so I can't just do the same method because it will still just leave me with a 50-50 chance. Good to know. I'm almost certain it's something along the lines of that, though. I'm trying to think. Right, sorry. I'm trying to find a lighter one. Okay, so what if I were to do the same thing, but not even? So instead of 4 on each side, I do like 5 and 3? So, right, so 5 and 3. So if I put 5 on the left, 3 on the right. If the light one was on the left. No, because then it would, the one on the left would go down regardless. Even if it had the light one on. That's the point. I can't like get out of that idea that I've got to like split them in half. Because like that's the kind of the only thing I can think of to do. But the problem is you don't get enough tries to like narrow it down. So even if I split it, like do it like 4 on one, 4 on the other for the first way, I then have to like not do 2 and 2 on the second one. It can be a very interesting stream because there could be these long pauses where you're just not going to hear anything from me because I'm thinking. But for people who haven't played the game yourselves, you can give yourselves a good old think as well and solve the puzzle with me. Obviously, just don't give me the answer. Because I want to figure it out for myself, even if it takes me way too long. I really can't think of, I'm almost certain the first step is to, measure, it's to, split them in half. Don't flash that hint sign at me, game. I'm not doing it. I'm not buying a hint this early. But then it's just, what do you do after that? That's the thing, I kind of can't think of what to do. Because, I feel like this has to be the first step. And then whichever one goes up, you then take them, and it has to be one. So, whichever one of these goes higher, that has the lighter one on it. I think you have an idea, but it works out to be more probability than anything. Yeah, so I think that's kind of how my first one went. My first attempt went, because the first time I did it, I split these in half, and then I'd split that lighter side in half again, and that left me with 2 that it could be, and then it was just a 50-50 choice. But presumably there's a way to get it so you know specifically which one it is, and you don't have to leave it to chance. Right. So it's between 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the lighter one has to be either 1, 2, 3, or 4. And so what I did last time was I then measured 1. I'd measure 1, 2 against 3 and 4, and then whichever was the lighter side it's got to be one of those 2. Hey, the Logan brand, how are you doing today? This is one of the puzzles you remember, so you gotta be silent. Well, I appreciate that. I'm sure some people could kind of probably find it very tempting to help out, but I think with this sort of game, if I ever need help, I'll explicitly ask for it. But until then, I kind of would like to solve it itself. So I appreciate that. I do. Right. The only other thing I can think of, but I don't quite know how to pull it off, is something where you measure them against ones where you know the weight of them. So the fact that I know that 5, 6, 7, and 8 all weigh the same, I somehow kind of have to put that against 1, 2, 3, 4. But I don't quite know how I'd do that. I'm really tempted to do exactly the same strategy. That's not how it works. This is the game. It's not supposed to be done like that. Just brute forcing the puzzles until you're right. You can't. You shouldn't do that. It is not how puzzling works. This is new Professor Layton who goes, yeah, Professor Layton, here's my puzzle. You have to figure out which one. It's that one. I haven't even told you it's that one. But that's you. I haven't told you how the puzzle. It's that one. Okay, you're wrong. It's that one then. Now, let me tell you how the puzzle is that one. Fucking meathead Professor Layton. See, because okay, so now my kind of line of thinking is like adding like 5 to 8 onto these scales, but because I know 5 to 8 are all the same weight, that wouldn't do anything. That's just the same thing, except I've took more unnecessary steps. I don't care. I've stopped caring. Go on, tell me how to do it, game. Tell me how big my brain is. That's right, to solve the puzzle with no guesswork. Fuck you, game. To solve this puzzle with no guesswork, you must load 3 weights on each side. For your first measurements, if you manage to get that far, the rest is easy. Hey, not half bad. Pretty sharp bunch, aren't you? Pair of good sharp apples, the two of you. So, have we satisfied you? May we pass now? Of course you can pass. Move along, and you better make sure to give my regards to Lady Dahlia. Right, well, let's talk to this fellow. Person. It's one of the really memorable ones because it's like, gosh, it's so obvious after you realise how it's done. Sorry, my blah blah blah. Who are you? My name is Layton, and this is my assistant Luke. We've received an invitation to visit Reinhold Manor. Ah, yes. We've all been expecting you, Professor Layton. But you'll have to excuse my skepticism. Can't trust anyone these days, you know. For all I know, you could just be another hooligan in a top hat. Yes, those top hat hooligans. I don't know you're the real Layton. Because if I wasn't, I wouldn't. Who the fuck do you think comes up with the name Layton? Like, you know, it's like, yes, I'm trying to get into the village. I've received invitation from Lady Dahlia. What's my name? Layton? Yes? Oh, fucking cracking. That was easy. Did you hear that, Professor? The nerve of this fellow. Surely you aren't going to go through with that after an insult like that. Look into his eyes. Are those the eyes that scream anything other than Layton? Exactly. Now, Luke, settle down. So, are you saying that you'd like to test me to see if I am the real Professor Layton? Precisely, Professor Layton. Now, if you don't mind, would you please solve this puzzle for me? It's just like a cryptic crossword that he's been stuck on. I was like, I'd really like to get it done before next week's comes out. You know, 2 days. 3 wolves and the 3 chicks seen below to the other side of the river while obeying the following conditions. No more than 2 animals can ride the raft at the same time. There must be at least 1 animal on the raft in order for it to move. If more wolves than chicks stay on either side of the river, the wolves will eat the chicks and you'll have to start over. You can move the raft as many times as you like, but this feat can be accomplished in as few as 11 moves. Okay. Put animals onto the raft by dragging them over with a stylus. This raft can carry a maximum of 2 animals at once. When your raft holds 1 or more animals, slide your stylus over to move it to the opposite shore. Your raft can't move without at least 1 animal on board. Okay. So, you can't have more wolves than chicks on either side. So, let me try it again. I'm just kind of cruising some of these back and forth. I'm enjoying your all-inclusive luxury cruise on the boat. Okay, so I did do it in 11 turns. I just wasted 2 turns sending like a wolf and a chicken across. There's several variations of the type of river crossing puzzle, and they've appeared in writings dated back to over 1,000 years ago. Quite interesting. I don't know who was around. I don't know who was knocking around 1,000 years ago, but I enjoyed a good river crossing puzzle. Do excuse my earlier rudeness. My rudeness, if you will. Let me show you to the manor. Everyone's waiting for you. Everyone? I was under the impression that Lady Dahlia was the only person expecting me. Right this way, please. Oh, let's take the boat across with the wolves and the chicks and the man, the very skinny man. Is this the manor, Professor? It's positively gigantic. Just look at the size of it. Certainly seems like we've come to the right place. Well, yes, he said this is the right place. Chapter 1 completed. Yes. The professor and Luke finally arrived at the Reinhold Manor. Let's head in, shall we? Yes, sir. Welcome to the Reinhold Manor. Thank you for coming. I am Matthew, butler and servant to the Reinhold family. Everyone is waiting upstairs for you. But before you go, I have a message from Lady Dahlia. It is requested that you take a look at this puzzle. Please do not be taken aback. My lady has the strangest sense of propriety, not property. Sometimes. Maybe she has the strangest sense of property as well, yeah? To move a match, hold it by its center and drag it. To rotate a match. Okay. Puzzle completed. You know your matches. Matches below are arranged in the shape of a dog. This poor little doggy was just minding its own business when a car came barreling down the road and ran him over. Move 2 matches to change the picture so that it shows the dog after the accident. What the fuck is this? Let me check the rating on this game. 7+. All puzzles are a matter of perspective, so don't assume that you'll be looking at the dog from the side by the time you're finished with this one. Right, so... Well, I'm assuming that means put it flat, but so it's like top down. Oh no, I didn't want to do that one. I'm not choosing that one, you silly game. Did it say how many matches we were allowed to move? Oh yes, 2. Okay. Now, what am I saying now? I'm not the dog. I haven't been run over. Or have I? I mean, it's a fucked up puzzle. Yes, please arrange these matches into a shape of a dead dog who's been run over. Oh, I'm not sure I like this place. Pull me back to the guy who just wanted to figure out hats. I'm trying to remember the puzzle that I just really struggled on, but I just couldn't. I just couldn't actually. I blocked it out of my memory this early. I refuse to remember the weight puzzle. Hey, Desert, how are you doing? What did I walk into? You walked into me rearranging matches to look like dogs who have been hit by cars. I don't know. The car flattened the poor dog. Let this be a lesson to you. Be aware of your surroundings when driving. Doing well, it's good to hear. Yeah, I'm doing well, thanks. That's absolutely correct. My commendations, sir. Again, I do apologise for the strangest of requests. Now, please walk this way. We mustn't keep Lady Dahlia and company waiting. No. Honestly, why am I constantly surrounded by incompetence? This is a disaster. Whatever is the matter? Professor Layton, are you blind? Oh, this is simply terrible. My dear sweet baby, my Claudia. Your Claudia? Sweet, sweet Claudia. My little honeykins, my smoochy pie, my baby. Matthew. Oh wait, this is Matthew. Hello. My lady, what is it? What in the world happened? My little Claudia got scared and ran off. Didn't you see her dart out of the room? I must have missed her. I'm terribly sorry, my lady. Oh, you're just useless, aren't you? Professor, you didn't see which way my baby ran off to, did you? Your baby, madam? If you're referring to that white cat, I saw it run out that door a moment ago. What? You simply stood there and let her escape? Well, she is a cat. They are animals, after all, and animals must run about from time to time. And some are unfortunate enough to get run over by cars and have to be constructed by matches in a puzzle, but besides the point. You fool! She is not just a cat, she has a name, and that name is Claudia Reinhold. She's a delicate flower, and she is simply a mess when I'm not close by to comfort her. Matthew, I need you to find Claudia and bring her back immediately. About this little inheritance problem of yours, Lady Dahlia. That can wait. Can't you see that we have a more pressing concern on our hands at the moment? You could have stopped her and you didn't, so you have a responsibility to find Claudia and bring her back. Sending the professor off to find a silly cat. The nerve. Who do you think you are? Aha, oh, it's fine, Luke. Besides, Lady Dahlia does have a point. It does seem we let Claudia run off. As did everybody in the room, but never mind. Madam, if you'll excuse us, well, we have a track to cat down. Yes. Thank you, and please hurry. My Claudia is such a delicate flower, even the coarse outdoor air might prove too much for her. Noise at the manor was added to your list of mysteries. Or your listeries, if you will. And if you won't, well, screw you. Fugitive feline. Lady Dahlia's cat has escaped. Search St. Mystere for the runaway feline. Save your progress. Yeah, sure. Well, let's talk to these fine gents first. The name's Simon. I'm Baron Reinhold's nephew. My father is the little brother of Gordon there. Or rather, he was until he kicked the bucket, as they say. But I digress. So you're the famous Professor Layton. If I thought you'd have more of a presence. Well, never mind that. I take it you won't mind if I throw a puzzle your way? Shouldn't prove difficult for a man of your ability. For as good as they say, they shouldn't amount to much more than a distraction. I like his thinking. Arc and line, okay. Oh god. As shown in the diagram below, you have a quarter of a circle. Within this circle is a rectangle ABCD which touches the edge of the circle at point D. Assuming that point B is located at the center of the circle, how long is the diagonal line AC? Oh, did you assume I remember anything from my maths class from fucking years ago now? Come on. You can scribble notes in any open space on the touchscreen. When you have your answer, tap Input. Next, you will go to the answer input screen. Write one digit at a time. Make sure the digits have been recognized correctly. Then tap Submit. So we'll do what the game suggested and draw a little animal first. The answer hasn't yet become clear, but it made me feel good, so good enough. Okay, what was the question again? Find out how long AC is. This is irritating because I'm almost like, well, okay, no, this can't be like, haha, you do have to remember something you probably learnt in maths, like, well, for me, like 10 years ago, but for somebody who played this game at the time, maybe that year. But it's like, because so the fact that BC is 5 means AD is also 5. But there's a thing with like squares where it's, or rectangles where it's like a squared plus b squared equals c squared, but I don't have what b squared would be, which is ab or dc. I think he's trying to like bait you into thinking that b to c and c to the edge, like the outer line of the circle, is the same as b to a, but it obviously isn't. That's good. I say I occasionally break up all the puzzle sections just with random rambling, but you're going to hear me going a lot, and that's not actually to boost my brain thinking. It's so that there isn't too much dead air, because there's going to be plenty of dead air whilst I try and figure out these puzzles. So the hums are just there to undead the air. Minecraft villager tries to solve a puzzle. I mean, I could definitely be like drawing stuff and going woo and writing notes to help me, but I don't know what notes would help me. That's supposed to be a 5. Ignore it. That's a 5. Yeah. Okay. I guarantee you, right? If you managed to, if I played this game like 5-10 years ago when I was in secondary school, I'd have been fucking on this shit. I'd have just like cracked out my old maths book and been, yes, I knew I had like one thing of me doing this at some point. But I've forgotten all that stuff now. I'm old. Why does this game have to remind me of my younger days in maths class? Hmm. It is another hmm. Is there like any significance in the fact that it's a quarter of a circle? So right. See, now I just also can't remember what things are called. So there's the radius, and then there's the other one, which I'm pretty sure begins with D, and one of them's like diameter. That's it. So one of them's like you go from the halfway point to the edge. One of them you go the whole way through. The radiator. The radiator is 10 centimeters, and the diameter is 20. Does that help me at all? Fucking no. Right. So looking at a right angle. So that's what like I think the kind of the first thing I thought of was something to do with like a squared plus b squared is c squared, and that's like a b c, easy as 1 2 3, simple as do re mi, a b c 1 2 3, baby you and me girl. But it's not that simple, Jackson 5. It's hard as ABC. It's as hard as a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and there isn't a rhyme for that. That's not the song. uh okay. But I don't, that's the problem, right? I don't know b squared. So that a squared 25, easy peasy. But what's b? I don't know b. I think it wants you to assume that it would be these two. But it's not these two, because if it was these two, it would go up to this bit. It doesn't go up to that bit. Hey Scott, how are you doing? Yeah, Professor Layton. The first time I've ever played one of these games, and you're going to watch me lose my mind, and we are already starting it this early. Doing good? That's good to hear. uh, do you remember any secondary school maths? Do you remember any of that? Because I'm pretty sure that's what this puzzle's supposed to be. See, nothing on these games outside of knowing the character. This will be an experience. Good. I don't either. And I'm pretty sure that's what this puzzle requires. Let me clear my notes. Yeah, I thought so too. That's all coming back to haunt me. If through whatever random twist of the universe I somehow become like a maths teacher in the future, if any single one of my students says, sir, when are we going to use this in the future, I'm going, because one day you might play a DS game from the mid-2000s and you'll look like a fool because you can't solve one of the puzzles that should be very easy. And then they'll call me crazy, and I don't care. Because in that universe, I'm a maths teacher for some reason. I don't know how I've gotten those qualifications. I'm assuming I've blagged my way somewhere, but why am I blagging to become a maths teacher? I don't know. No, that can't. There's no way that can be right. Ignore that horrible excuse for a square. Square question mark? 10? 10? At least these aren't timed. Yeah, if there was a timer that showed me how long I took on some of these, it just made me feel really bad. And I'm consulting a calculator for this because I'm not going to try and figure out what the square root of 125 is on my own. It's probably really simple, but is what I say to that. Okay, something tells me that's not the answer. That's either not the answer or I've put the wrong thing on my calculator. I don't believe the answer is going to be 11 point lots of numbers. Let's try a different calculator. No, same result. That's the right thing. That's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So if a is this 5 and b is this bit 10, a squared 25 plus b squared 100 equals c squared 125. So to work out c, this line is the square root of c squared, square root of thingamabob. 125. But then that gives you 11 point digits. 11 point lots of numbers. There's no way they'd start busting out fucking round up to the nearest to the third digit on this, and this is Professor Layton solves a bloke's puzzle, not Professor Layton redoes his GCSEs. Show your working out, you may get points. Here's my working out. Here's my working out. It's a thinky face. It's me. It's me right now, thinky face. Now his face just kind of blends in with it. I don't think this is meant to be a square. Because, right, this should be 10, not this. What was it? Fuck that one. Let's work out this one. It's exactly the same, but it's over here now. I don't care. I've ceased caring. It's wrong, I know it. Yeah, I know, I knew it was wrong. Shut the fuck up, game! Don't tell me that! Think again, you shouldn't have to do any difficult calculation to get to the answer. Assuming point B is located at the center of the circle, that's gotta mean something. That's vital information. If this were an exam, you'd like underline that bit going, that's a key phrase. That means something. I need to draw on the top, on like the top line, so I can go, that's a key phrase. But what does it mean? It means that what you don't see are 4, or 3 rather, equal quarters of exactly the same shape, just rotated. Now, does that help me? Good question. It may do, but I haven't quite worked out how it does yet. So, how am I going to work out either this little bit here or this big old bit here? Now, if I could work out just, the regular, just the AB, that'd be sick, because that means I don't have to work out the A to the edge. We'll call that E. Pretend I can draw an E there, because my touchscreen's not that calibrated well. It's like a slightly bit off, so I can't draw right on the top. Because then AB is just 10 minus whatever AE is. But how do you figure out what AE is? Well, that's a good question. That's a good question. I'm going back to the square. I don't know why, I'm drawn to the square. And these are all 10. 5. Then pretend that's up there. 5. But then what's this little bit? What's that little bit? What's he doing here? I don't know what he's doing here. Teasing me, he's mocking me. Making a fool out of me. He shan't get away with it for much longer. Much longer. I calling it now, as soon as I beat the puzzle, the guy's gonna be like, oh wow, but that was pretty easy, right? I'm like, you son of a fucking bitch. I'm solving my own puzzle now. I'm started working other things out. I'm like, fuck the question that asked me. I'm answering my own question. I have no idea. Let's leave that puzzle for later. I genuinely have no idea. The embarrassment. It's true. Gaming police can now take me away and lock me up in puzzle jail. It's just an escape room. It's an escape room, except all the fucking things are like quarter circles and there's like a square rectangle in it. Dahlia is really fond of that cat. I assume that you're the famous Professor Layton, yes? My name is Gordon, the Baron's brother, and one of the people who originally requested your services. I'd like to explain our situation a little further, but right now it's probably best to do as Lady Dahlia says. So, fuck Lanky Larry in the corner. Let's go find the cat. Professor, look at these paintings on the wall here. I have to do like the horror game stinger noise. Ooh. A very nice portrait, isn't it? I bet that's the late Baron Reinhold pictured there. What about this one, Professor? Could this pretty girl be? Two portraits are next to each other, so they're likely family. She's probably the Baron's daughter. That's exactly right, sir. You are looking at the portrait of Flora, the late Baron's daughter. Pardon me for asking, but I couldn't help notice your keen interest in art. Would you take care of this old... Would you care to take this old frame with you to hold the most wonderful painting? However, all that's left of it now is this small scrap. You got a painting scrap. Painting option has been added to the trunk. You can assemble the fragments of the old painting here. To access the painting, touch the trunk to open it and then tap the painting icon. Ooh, jigsaw puzzles. This is a piecing of that old painting then. How interesting. Beats me. Right. Oh. let's leave here. Ah, cat. Cat just starts talking. Ah, Professor Layton, if you wish to bring me back inside, you must solve my 5 riddles. I'm sorry, why exactly do you have that accent, Cat? I don't know. Drat, she ran off. Can't stop now, let's give chase, Luke. Oh. Hello, Dick Dastardly. Puff, ha ha. Blast, that burns. Looks like the engine blew out. So this is St. Mystere, eh? The famed stomping ground of the late Baron Augustus Reinhold. I wonder what kind of tricks the old man set up in this village before he shuffled off. Oh, Layton, you ridiculous dandy, just you wait. All the treasure you seek will be mine. Nyeh. So, you seen the cat? Oh, it's you, Mr. Please call me Raymond. Hoo-hoo-hoo. Remember that being a name of the new Scooby-Doo villain in the movie, and it spawned a meme of sorts from it. Wait, Dick Dastardly? From Wacky Races? Can I be of some assistance? Matter of fact, Raymond? Yes, Raymond, Ramen. Oh, he's named Dick something, okay. I was just like, hang on, what? They brought Dick Dastardly? I don't know if they're currently owned by the same people, but I'm pretty sure they're all like Wacky Races and Scooby-Doo were originally Hanna-Barbera, so it's not... I think they were anyway. I don't know. As a matter of fact, Ramen... Name can't be Ramen, but I'm almost certain that's... Matter of fact, Ramen, yes, Lady Dahlia's cat slipped out of the house. Have you seen her about? Do you mean dear Claudia? I think I saw her pass through here and run into the village a few moments ago. If that's the case, I sure wish she'd bothered to catch her before she ran away. Have you seen her? Blind man? You need something? You do, don't you? Yep, I can see it on your face. An open book is what you are. Excuse me, but you didn't happen to see Lady Dahlia's cat come through here a moment ago, did you? Ah, the fluffy white killer? Yeah, I think she ran towards the village square. Yep, she went that way. I see, thank you. Think nothing of it. If only all questions were that easy to answer. Well then, I'll be off now. I'd have thought he turned out to be such a nice chap. Shall we head for the village square then? Indeed, let's be off. Hold on, let's take a look at what's behind the blue door. But we're on a quiz show now. What's behind door number blue? You see it? That blue door over there appears to be ajar. Care to take a look inside? No, because I'm not an eavesdropper. Okay, my boy, this extinguished candle has reminded me of a simply wonderful puzzle. I'll be the judge of if it's wonderful. This puzzle is worth 10 picarettes. How many are left? 10 candles stand burning in a dining room. A strong breeze blows in through an open window and extinguishes 2 of them. Checking back in on the candles later, you can see that one more candle is out. To make sure no more flames go out, you shut the window. Assuming the wind doesn't extinguish any more candles, how many do you have left? See, now that seems very easy. Yeah. You. Think about the problem one more time. The puzzle. Oh, fuck off! Is it just asking me how many candles there are? Because it didn't fucking destroy the candles, did it? I'm going. Oh, okay, maybe not. Ten candles stand burning in a dining room. I'm missing something. Is it not 7? Evidently not, but. Oh, I can. Mm, I don't see how it could be 6 though, and if it is, I kind of want to like figure out why it would be. See, the thing I'm thinking is something where it's like, okay, here are like 3 things that I'm kind of thinking of. One is the idea that like checking back in on the candles later, you see that one more candle has gone out. So it's like, okay, what if it's like assuming like not whenever you check in on the candles one goes out, but like one seems to go out after time anyway. So like that one necessarily didn't go out from the wind, it just went out on its own. The other thing I'm thinking is if like shutting the window were to like put some out, but I feel like it would be more obvious in wording if it wanted you to think that. You have 10. 10. 2 blow out. Then 1 blows out. I almost wrote 9, yes. 8, 8 minus 1 is 9. 7. So 7 is the obvious answer, but I've already tried that, so it's not going to change its mind. I mean, this is what I would. I was about to say, this is what I'd do if I was playing this when like the game came out and I was much younger. I'm doing it now. I'm doing it now, except I'm just broadcasting it for people to watch. People want to watch me doodle on fucking things to figure out answers. I'll try 0. Candles you have in the end, they all blow out eventually. Nothing lasts forever. Except candles. Candles last forever. Think about the problem one more time. The puzzle asks you to work out how many candles you have left in the end, but what does that actually mean? It means nothing is forever. Candles eventually go out. You have no candles. Unless it means the inevitable heat death of the universe is one big candle, and therefore we have one candle left at the end of all time. I don't think that's what they were going for, but they've already forced me to rearrange matches into the shape of a dead dog. I'm not putting it above them. No. That's meant to be at 6. Oh, I suppose that is correct. Oh, 6. Sure. I'm going to try every number from 1 to 10, and you can't stop me. You can take away my pick-a-rats, I don't care. This is what we call deduction. Is there like a hidden paragraph where it's like, ha ha ha, somebody came and lit them all again? No, because I've already tried 10. That was incorrect. I'm going to try something really stupid. I'm going to try 7 again. No, not 71. I'll try 7 again. Right, that's definitely a 7. Yeah, I want confirmation from chat. That is 7. That is a 1. So that is just a 7. Luke, you already tried that answer. Yes, but I was worried that you might have thought I said 1 instead. What? How does 7 sound like 1? Well, I'm actually communicating with you through notes. I'm submitting the answer through written paper, and I thought maybe you thought the 7 and the 1 looked similar. "10 candles stand burning in a dining room. A strong breeze," again, that's a 10, bear with me. "Strong breeze blows through an open window and extinguishes 2 of them, -2. Checking back in on the candles later, you see that 1 more candle has gone out, so -1. To make sure no more flames go out, you shut the window. Assuming the wind doesn't extinguish any more candles, how many candles do you have left in the end? There are no more numbers. The answer is 7. I refuse to believe otherwise. You cannot convince me. Do not attempt to convince me. The answer is 7. Final answer. I don't know. Really, I've tried all the answers I can, like, think it is. Like, using what the actual answer should be, what the bullshit answer should be, what various other variations of the bullshit answer could be. No. If whatever the answer is so far beyond bullshit, I'm not prepared to allow it. I'm not accepting it into my reality of thinking. And the game is just going to have to deal with that. But I want those picker rats. I need to prove that I can do it. Welcome to the world of riddles. What a fantastic world it is. It's 0, but I've tried 0. I've tried 10, assuming that the candles, it's not asking you whether or not the candles are lit, it's just asking how many candles are there in existence of the table. I've tried 0, as in all candles blow out eventually, nothing lasts forever, death is inevitable. Welcome to the stream, hope you enjoy your stay. I've tried 7, the actual maths answer. I've tried 8, the not maths answer. I've tried 6, the non-maths answer. The answer is 42. The developers are really big fans of the fucking Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and they're fucking with me. Hey, Hypno Knight, how are you doing? Think you figured it out. Ugh. Okay. People who think they've figured it out or know the answer from their playthrough of the game or whatever, don't tell me the answer, but, like, push me along the line. Just, like, kind of, like, turn me into the direction that I need to think in. So if we were going down a path and you have to point me in a direction, turn me in the direction I need to be going. Face me north, as it were. Whatever that means. Face north to the puzzle. So hints without using the hint coins. Exactly. Do good, Hypno Knight. That's good to hear. Scott, I haven't seen this game before. I haven't played this game before. This is my first playthrough of it, and it's already breaking me. So we're gonna have a lot of fun. The candles are left lit. What will happen to the lit ones in the end? They go out. But I put 0. I've done that. That is the answer. All candles die. Everybody dies. Death is inevitable. You cannot escape it. What happens to the ones that are not lit? Is it supposed to be 3? What? No, what? Okay, I'm like, that's the answer I'm getting from that. But like, I now need to, like, mentally figure out how the wording suggests that that's the answer. No, it was meant to be a 3. Right, tell me how that makes sense, game. Go on, explain yourself. Oh, you motherfucker. Shut the fuck up, Layton, you smug prick. It's ironic here, isn't it? You won. I know. I was writing the wrong way. Yeah. I feel like there's going to be a lot of that. Hey, hint coin. Oh, these chairs remind me of a puzzle. Something I find very charming about this chair. Oh, that reminds me, Luke. Have you heard this one before? Why am I doing all the optional puzzles? Which chair? Oh, this one's supposed to be hard. A new multi-purpose event hall has been built in the centre of your town. It will be used for everything from concerts to sporting events to conventions. With the hall complete, it's time to order the chairs. 5 chair designs labelled A to E are being considered, but of all the design, only one is completely suitable for the hall. Which is it? Well, now my first answer is E, because if you were to go to any hall in existence, they have E there. They have E. That's the answer. Like, I don't know if there's like a further level of deduction you need to do, or if it's just think about it for a second. Have you been to a hall? I'm like, yes, I have been to a hall. They always have E. They're always stacked up like the back of the room, and then they just put them out. Maybe they're a little bit more comfy looking than that. I'm going for it. I'm trusting my instinct with this one. I'm not going to overthink it. Good. How was that one worth more picarats than the previous one? Of all the designs, only E can be stacked upon itself. See! I knew it! In a hall like the one described, each event requires a different number of seats, and thus a change in seating arrangement. The stackability of E makes it the best chair for the job. Well done, I suppose this puzzle was too easy for you, my boy. You got a painting scrap. Faye, you two, help me out here, would you? I'm in a real pickle. You look like a real pickle. Haha, got him. What seems to be the problem, sir? Some fool went and raised the bridge while I was on my break. Then, as if it wasn't bad enough, that scoundrel made off with my only bridge crank. Oh dear, so you mean to say... Humph, that's right. Until that thing turns up, no one is getting in or out of the village. I'm still looking for the blasted crank, but I'm too furious to get anything done. What kind of person would do something like this anyway? Oh yeah. I found this in the street when I was out looking for my crank. Got any idea what it is? You got a strange gizmo. The gizmos option has been added to the menu. Touch the truck to open it, then tap the gizmos icon. From here you can see the various mechanical parts that you've gathered around the village. The vanishing crank was added to your list of mysteries. Yeah, it certainly does look like a gizmo. Aha, fluffy, purple bow, sullen expression, no doubt about it, that's Claudia. Well spotted, Luke, now we've located her, the question at hand is to how to go about catching her. Leave this one to me, Professor. Ah yes, I'd forgotten that you have a way with animals. Well, go right ahead then. Here, Claudia, here you go. Wow. Aye. Nope. Luke, are you alright? I'm sorry I wasn't much help, Professor. She's much feistier than I imagined. Okay, well, who are you? Oh. Hmm? Yeah, I saw that cat. Almost scratched your eye out. Help catcher, you say? Thanks, but no thanks. I like living. Did you see that ferocious beast? I'm not going to get anywhere near her. Would you at least tell us in which direction she ran off? Saw that killer scurry off westward. She had fangs the size of daggers. Oh, I almost forgot. We ought to visit the local inn and see if we can procure some rooms for the night. Sounds good to me, Professor. I was certain I saw an inn near the entrance to the village, just south of the square we're in. Head over right now and see if we can arrange some lodging. Oh, hello there. Welcome to the inn at St. Mystere. We're the only inn in the village, you know. You see, visitors to our little village are quite rare. Yeah, because every person here, like, hates them. Like, every person that I've come across at the beginning of the game is like, Oi, why are you here? It's like, oh, I was invited by Lady Dahlia. I trust you. Solve this puzzle. Solve my Times crossword. Ah, good day, madam. We seek lodging for the night. Do you have any vacant rooms we could rent? Oh my stars, what terrible timing. We're currently remodeling all of our guest rooms. The only room left are in the attic, but if you don't mind that, I'll make sure you're very comfortable. I do hope you'll stay with us. It's been a while since a fine gentleman such as yourself stayed with us. Rooms are not very big, but I'll make sure they sparkle. You can come back in a bit. Oh, and I'll do my best to get 2 normal rooms ready for you as soon as possible. Oh, thank you, but you needn't trouble yourself on my behalf. As long as I have a bed to sleep in, I'm satisfied. Ah, yes, about that. Oh, a terrible luck, you see. All the beds are out being refurnished. But don't worry, Mama Beatrice will take good care of you two. I'll even drop the nightly rate. Thank you. The inn option has been added to the trunk. The inn is a puzzle in which you arrange items in Luke's and the professor's rooms. To access it, touch the trunk icon and touch the inn icon. When you obtain a new item for Luke and Professor, you'll be asked where you want to put it. You can always rearrange your items, so don't worry too much about where you first put an item. If one of your rooms is too full to add new items, the item will go to the room with available space. So the puzzle is Feng Shui. Okay. Here's something to make the place feel a bit more like home. The lacquered stool. Let's give that to Layton. Better get back to searching for Claudia. Yep. Well, let's talk to these people and get their puzzles or directions. Sorry to trouble you, madam, but you haven't seen a white cat run by. The white cat? Ah, yes, it's run over that way towards the park. And what, may I ask, are you planning on doing it once you find it? We're going to take it back to Lady Dahlia. It's her cat, and she's asked us to bring it back to her. Haha, and you're going to try and catch that cat barehanded? Oh, good heavens. That's a bit naive, don't you think? Listen here, cats love treats, so try luring it over with some food. What do you suggest? I've got some old fish bones around here that I'm sure the little thing would go wild over. I'd be happy to give them to you if you solve this puzzle for me. Pig pen partitions. 7 prize-winning pigs are laying about in a pen. To make sure that the pigs don't fight with each other, you've decided to section off the pen with 3 ropes. Can you hitch the ropes up to some of the posts shown below and separate all the pigs from each other? Remember that not even a snout or curly tail can sneak over each partition. Drag the stars from one point to another to draw a line. When you're finished sectioning off all the pigs, tap submit. Okay, so I have 3 ropes, so I think that one, that has to be one, because that separates like that pig from anything else. I don't think there's like another one where you could separate them. Actually, no, not even a snout or curly tail, so some of these have to be slightly better. No, I think I definitely need that one there. Yeah, I think I'm close. I just Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm a lot close. I'm very close with this one. Right, I think I gotta start with like this top area, because I have a feeling that's like you gotta separate most of the pigs. Problem is, and these two aren't separated. Seems one of those ones that is hard, but the answer is simple. Yeah. That seems right. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. That looked right to me. Yeah. I must say, I'm very impressed. Thank you. Here you go, then, some fish bones as I promised. Good luck with the cat. You were lost on that one, oh. Well, don't worry, I'm sure there will be ones where I just struggle immensely that everyone else will get immediately. Oh, hello, new person. Teehee. The guy gets so worked up when he turns red that he turns red like a tomato. He looks so silly. Are you talking about this guy by any chance? Oh, I've just had it this time. I think I'm going to explode like a water balloon filled with rage. What's that? Why am I angry, you ask? Why am I angry? The minute here where you there are 3 idiots in the village and we just can't stand each other. So bad that none of us want to see each other's ugly faces. But St. Mystere isn't a big place, right? Sometimes we cross paths on the way to work, and just like that, bam! Time for a screaming match. I really wish we could find a way to stop bumping into each other in the mornings. Hang on, you look like you've got a good head on your shoulders. Do me a favour and help me out. Yeah, I knew this one was coming. Find out which way to go so they don't cross each other's paths. Draw paths between each man's home and his work by connecting the matching blocks. The catch is that these men can't stand each other, so you have to make sure that none of the paths touch. To make a path, all you need to do is tap a block and start drawing. So let's just start with a simple one. He goes there. He can fuck off all the way around town. Now that's not right. I'm going to tell you why. Because now, assuming A goes through here. No. Okay. Now C can't get anywhere without passing anyone, so... Nope, then B can't go anywhere. I mean, this isn't gonna, like, I'm sure the 3 men will claim that this is very efficient for all of them, but some poor bugger is gonna have to walk all the way over the fucking place just to avoid like a few people. Right, that can't be it for A, because then nor B nor C can get anywhere. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, wait, I just thought. No, okay. I was like, can they go through each other's place of work? No, they can't, is the answer to that. I think the thing is you can't have one just one going on like the outer route. So you can't really do that because now like A's trapped. Can't do that because you definitely can't go that way with A because then everyone gets trapped there. So I think A is definitely right there. I'm confident that's kind of roughly what you gotta do with A. C less so. Because the problem is then like one of them just kind of becomes like a oh yeah you can do it, but like you just get blocked out of like every other way for whichever one you have left. So if I just do that, like there's no way for B to get anywhere. But then if I do like that for B, now there's no way for D to get anywhere. Something like that, but not quite that. I think that's the thing. I don't think you can have just like one going all the way on the outside. I think they kind of have to like weave in and out. And the problem is wherever I go with this. Hang on. Right. I can take. No, because then C is completely trapped. Like a different way I can take D, maybe? No, because then that still makes various places inaccessible for A. Okay, right. New thinking. B has to be the one that goes all the way on the outside. because if you ever just like go straight down, it pretty much like limits, it like cuts off a like multiple paths for everybody. You can't do that with C. That's close, but then there's no way for A to go. Hey Kumatora, how are you doing today? And even if I get rid of B and do like the regular outside path with A, B doesn't have anywhere to go. So I'm thinking maybe that there's like a trick where you gotta go on like this path with the A. Cause I feel like it seems more obvious to do it with C. So maybe that's like the trick. But then my problem with that is then anywhere you go, is someone on like that top row gets stuck. Could try D going down to connect to the other D. Hang on. So like using like the bottom path like this, or like something else? Did you mean? Just going under the B. So sort of like that. Yeah, no. No. It like all became obvious for a second, and then I was like, oh shit, no, the fucking bees. I really thought I had it for a second there. I mean, if they wanted to make this more complex but somehow easier, they should like factor time into it, because there's no way man B is gonna pass man D all the way, right at like 1 point. You need to start from 1 and go clockwise or counterclockwise. Okay, well, we'll try that. So we'll start with A. No, don't just go around in a circle. And then B. Oh, hang on, no. I feel like I'm really close to figuring it out. Okay, right, get rid of these two. I'm gonna try go. Okay, C was right. This is where I had it, yeah? I don't know why I'm pulling them all over. Try going down from A into the middle. I think this is my problem, is that with this, what I've got so far is like pretty much anywhere I put the B, I can't like it would then like crosses through with the D. Hmm. See, I feel like the B is good here, but now my only problem is the A and the D always cross. Bye. No, because now the A can't get anywhere. Try going down one, right one, and then hang on. One right one, two down, two left. Finish from there. Yep, there you go. Wow. So that was kind of as simple as, like, as soon as you got like one that was pretty much like perfectly correct, which I think just so happened to be that A, kind of like all the other ones like opened up. See that big old mess of a tower beyond the village square? Take a tip from me, if you know what's good for you, you'll stay away from that thing. Alright then, I'm off. Thanks again, chum. A strange gizmo. Okay, do you have anything new to say now that we've solved it, or no? You're just gonna still laugh at that angry man? Oh, hang on, we need to equip our shoes first. Professor, there she is. Quickly then, use the fish bones. Here, Claudia, come here, girl. You've done it, Professor. Here she comes. Excellent. Now we can head back to the Reinhold Manor. Hey. Having successfully caught Claudia, Professor Layton and Luke decide to head back to the Reinhold Manor. You're becoming accustomed to moving around and investigate. It's been advised to keep your investigation running smoothly. Some puzzles will disappear from the location in the village as the story progresses. Oh. But there's no need to worry. Most of the unsolved puzzles are sent to Granny Riddleton's shack in the village square. Visit often to track down puzzles you passed up and work towards completing every puzzle in the game. So, Archon was, I think, the one that I couldn't... Yeah, Archon was the one I couldn't do earlier. And I didn't see juice pictures or 5-card shuffle. So when we get a chance, we might have a look at them. Something doesn't seem quite right, Professor. Professor, it's simply awful. Come quickly, please. What's the matter, Matthew? If you're worried about the cat, we've brought her back safe and sound. Oh, well, my lady will be very happy to hear that. But this is no time to worry about a cat. So just hurry up upstairs. Right this way, please. So you're famous Professor Layton, then? My name's Chelmy, Inspector Chelmy. I'm the inspector on this case. Well, I'd hardly call it a case if this is about Claudia. We've brought her back safe and sound. Oh, Claudia, my baby. Mama missed you so much. Meow. What's this cat doing here? Why on earth would you bring an animal into a crime scene? Have common sense. We were out when this crime took place and don't know what's going on. Could you please fill us in? There's been a murder, Professor. A man was killed here. What? Who was murdered? The victim was a resident of this address, one Simon Reinhold. Simon was... Approximately 2 hours ago, I received a report that a man had collapsed at Reinhold Manor. Upon arrival at the scene, it was apparent to me that Simon was already dead. Oh, he was the guy who gave us the maths question. Shit. I see, in the cause of death? Well, he had a piece of paper lodged in his neck that had a quarter of a circle with a rectangle inside of it. And some very bizarre looking notes written on it. I'm currently conducting an investigation to look into it. I'll just let you know right now, Mr. Layton, I'm looking at you as a potential suspect as well. The rest of the details concerning this investigation are classified. Speaking of the details, who placed the call to the authorities? Are your ears clogged? Are you deaf? Didn't I just tell you those details are classified? Alright, everyone, I'll be taking statements from each of you in the other room. Come in one by one. I knew Layton couldn't solve the puzzle. Exactly. Let me make this clear. Under no circumstances is anyone to leave until I've talked to everyone. Well, let's talk to some people then. Imagine a murder in this very house. Brings a chill to my spine, it does. You're a detective, are you not? Do hurry and find the monster that did this. My good sir, I am no detective. But I agree that your concerns are certainly warranted. No one is safe until that criminal is behind bars. My sentiments exactly. I just don't understand it. Simon could be snide, but he wasn't the type to be hated. The criminal was after my brother's fortune. I could very well be the next fiend's target. You have a point. If we narrow the motive to stealing the Reinhold fortune, there are fewer potential suspects. But gracious, you don't think I'd do something like this now? Simon and I got along very well, I'll have you know. He wasn't very close to Augustus, though. You know, all this talk of families has me contemplating a puzzle I once heard. Yes, I'm sure it does. Bickering brothers worth 40 pickerats. 6 brothers have gathered round a table to eat dinner. Let's call them brothers 1 to 6, with 1 being the eldest, 6 being the youngest. Each of the brothers is prone to fighting with the sibling directly above and below him in age, and can't be seated next to either of them. Also, brothers 3 and 5 got into argument the other day and refused to sit next to each other. Brother 1 has already sat down. Can you find a seating arrangement for the others that will keep everyone from bickering? So you can't put brother 6 in their top 2 green, not brother 6, brother 2. You can't put brother 2 in either of their top green chairs. And anywhere you put brother 2, you can't put then 3 and 5. So let's try this. Let's just put brother 2 in a seat. Let's work from there. So you can't put 3 or you just can't put 3 because 1's already up there. You can't put 3 next to 2. So let's say 3 goes there. And you can't put 4 or 5 here. So that would mean 6 would have to go there. But then that means 4 and 5 would be next to each other, and you can't have that. And that would happen, I'm pretty sure, anywhere. Well, because the only other place you could put 3 is over there. So that means 2 doesn't belong there. Nope, because I've got 3 and 5 next to each other. I think 3 has to go next to 1, so that you can put 6 next to him. Yeah, that looks right to me. Yeah. It really is. Good job, said the boys as shown, and there shouldn't be any trouble. The mirror image as the seating arrangement is also a valid answer. Finally, a meal in peace. Ah yes, so that's the answer. Thank you for clearing up that puzzle. But we're still no closer to finding Simon's killer. I assure you I had nothing to do with it, so please go out and find the real murderer. Of course. I understand your position. It appears I'm a suspect too. I'll find out what I can. Strange gizmo. You got anything to say, other man, Matthew? The puzzle wasn't relevant to anything. No, okay. I was like, yeah, yes, it doesn't help us solve a murder, though, does it? No, but took your mind off it for a second, didn't it? Matthew, did you notice any strange characters around the manor at the time of the incident? Not a soul, I'm afraid. I didn't even know about Master Simon until Inspector Chalmey showed up. And where is Simon's body now? I didn't see this, but I was told that the inspector carried the body out shortly after arriving. I see. Well, it looks like, for the moment, we are without a lead on this case. Ah, but you know, I found this in the room where Master Simon's body was discovered. What is this? I'm sorry to say I have no idea, but I thought it might be a clue, so I made sure to hold on to it. Amazing, it's a cog so small that no one could search the room and miss it. Or that one could search the room. Not no one, because, well, somebody missed it. Cog discovery was added to your list of mysteries. Small cog? Now that you mention it, I know a puzzle about an object that almost fits that description. What? Are you joking? A puzzle at a time like this? Why didn't you question the other guy about puzzles? His puzzle was about family. That's much more insensitive. You're holding an 8-pointed shape with a red dot on it. If you hold the shape so that the red dot is in the position shown in diagram A, then flip it over, you'll see a black dot as depicted below. Now assume you are holding the shape as shown on the left side of diagram B. Where will the black dot be when you flip the shape over? Draw a circle around where you think the black dot will go. No. I probably didn't read anything. Let me try that again. No, I didn't. I just said, when you flip it, that's when you do that. And I just didn't actually look at any of the images. So let's actually look at the images this time and get the question right, yeah? I was going to be so impressed if you got it that fast. So, okay, so can I, yeah, okay. So, yeah, before I actually looked at the pictures, I assumed it, like, the black dot was just going to be, like, up here. And it's like, oh, it's, like, flipped, so that when this one down here was flipped, it's going to be on that side, because it's, you know, mirrored. But having actually looked at the pictures, I'm assuming it's about being two things anti-clockwise, so assuming it means that one. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling it wasn't going to be that simple, focusing on relationships between the points on the front and the back of the side. Right, okay, so on this first image, the black dot is here, so then when you flip it, it's over here. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Alright, we'll go that again, but I'll actually talk this time so you can you can follow my process of thinking. So right, so okay, so on this original image, the black dot is over here, so that when you flip it, it goes and ends up on this side. So that means we can conclude when on this image, the black dot is on this side, but just on the other, you can't see it. It's peeking around the back. So that means on this, the black dot it's around there, peeking around the back on that side. So when you flip it, it goes and is in the same dot, same place where the red one is on that picture. So everyone is coming to a different conclusion that I came. So top right, I had already tried. Assuming you mean this one. I did try that one, but it told me it was wrong. But I can understand what you're thinking, so my thinking for that was, oh, so this one is boop boop 2, so you go boop boop, but that's not what it wants you to think. What I think it wants you to think is how I thought. So let's try thinking like that. Yeah. Take a look at this diagram for an explanation. Yeah. My diagram explained it better, to be honest, but my diagram also disappeared as it went. My apologies, but I'm afraid I don't know anything that would aid your investigation. It has nothing to do with the murder, exactly, but it reminded people of puzzles, and that's, you know, isn't that what they do at crime scenes? You're talking to somebody about something next to a crime scene, and goes, this reminded me of a puzzle at one time. Is it really the time for that? Not at all, this small cog is more than enough for us to go on. Sure. But I do wonder why you're giving this to us. I believe you're a good man, Professor. I'm confident you'll piece together this puzzle. He was killed with a small cog, yeah. He was such a dainty man that the cog was thrown at him and it just shattered his bones on impact. I appreciate the vote of confidence, Matthew. You got the strange gizmo. That's not the cog, that's just an unrelated gizmo, but... Oh, hello, charming. Fancy talking to us? Is this everyone who was present at the scene of the crime? I believe you are missing Raman, sir. Raman? Where is he and what on earth is he doing? Matthew, fetch Raman at once. To be honest, my lady, thinking about it, I've not seen Raman for a few hours now. What? Don't tell me he was murdered as well. Now hold on a moment, he's a suspect too. Perhaps he fled the scene of the crime. I mean, he could have been murdered as well. Where could he be at a time like this? What if the murderer got to Raman too? Wait a moment, Luke. Yes, Professor? There's something I'd like to discuss with Lady Dahlia. Shouldn't take very long at all. Okay. Well, can I talk to Lady Dahlia? She's not in the room with me. Wait, where did Lady Dahlia go? I believe my lady has retired to the adjoining room to relax on her own. She's a strong woman, but it's only natural she'd need a rest after a terrible event like this. Very well then, would you please let her know that I have something I'd like to talk to her about? But of course, Professor, please wait here. Lady Dahlia might act like an ice queen, but I guess even she was shaken by today's events. Luke, if you wish to ever become a true gentleman, you'll need to start showing a little more sensitivity. Oh, of course, Professor, I apologize, that was wrong of me. My lady will see you now. Just head back through that doorway on the left. She tired from all the murdering. Maybe. Lady Dahlia, I have a deep suspicion this murder is connected to the mystery of the golden apple. What? It's too early to say for sure, but I think that it's highly probable the two matters are linked. So for people who weren't here at the beginning of the stream to catch the early bit of the story, mystery of the golden apple is basically some guy, presumably I think this person's husband, died. I was about to say was murdered, but I don't think he was murdered, he just died. He died, and in his will, he left a thing saying, whoever can find the golden apple will get everything. Will just get everything. And now everyone looked for the golden apple and they couldn't find it, so Lady Dahlia here gave Professor Layton a quick old ring, say, hey, I've read about you in the newspaper, come down and check out this puzzle. And then here we are. And you think that Ramen is somehow involved in all this? Potentially, yes. However, as of yet, we don't have enough information to draw any solid conclusions. I see. If that's the case, I have a request for you, Professor. Find Ramen and bring him back here to me. It sickens me that I am being considered a suspect in this brutal crime. I must prove my innocence at once. As you wish, Lady Dahlia. We'll ask around the village to see what we can find. So is there like a cross episode of One Piece where Professor Layton shows up trying to look for the piece? Lovely vase. Let's see if there are any like puzzles that I've missed. Well, they missed. It's just started, so. Look at this picture. What is it, Professor? Oh, isn't that Lady Dahlia? She's holding a baby. That baby must be Baron Reinhold's daughter, then. Flora was her name, wasn't it? Gosh, what a cute baby. Lady Dahlia hasn't changed much, has she? You know, Luke, they say that true beauty never ages. I suppose so, Professor, but even so, it makes me wonder. Maybe we can ask Lady Dahlia about it. Those are some posh curtains. You got anything new to say, Chalmy? By the way, Mr. Layton, I hear you're something of a puzzle connoisseur. This puzzle was popular in London when I left. I wonder if you have what it takes to solve it. 5 suspects. 5 suspects are called into police headquarters for questioning. Okay. They give the following statements. A, 1 of the 5 of us is lying. B, 2 of the 5 of us are lying. C, I know these guys and 3 of the 5 of us are lying. D, don't listen to a word they say. Out of the 5 of us, 4 are lying. E, all 5 of us are dirty, rotten liars. The police only want to release the suspects who are telling the truth. How many people should they let go? Right, okay. This is a very interesting take on like the 2 people and the 2 doors thing. So only people who are telling the truth. Okay, so I think let's go. Can I? Yes, I can draw on this. Good. So let's go by this one by one. E says everyone is a liar. So let's mark X for liar, which means none of them would be going. But then obviously if that's a paradox, because then if E said everybody is a liar and everybody is a liar, then they'd be telling the truth. So E is a liar no matter what. Because all 5 of them can't be liars, because then if all 5 of them are liars, E would be telling the truth, making them not all liars, making E a liar. So E is a liar. Which means... So E is a liar, which means... there's possibility that A is telling the truth. So if A is telling the truth, then that would mean everyone else... No, so if he was telling the truth, that would mean everyone else would also have to be telling the truth. But that also can't happen, because if all the other people were then telling the truth, it doesn't work, because A says one of us is lying. And if that's true, then E would be the only liar, meaning B would also be telling the truth, but B says 2 of us are liars. So, A and E, both liars. So that means there's possibility that B could be telling the truth. But if B's telling the truth, that means C and D are also telling the truth, because B says there are only 2 liars. But I feel like I'm just waffling my way to saying that the answer is going to only be 1. But I'm going to waffle anyway. This is my proving the workings out. Show your markings. Okay, so if B is saying the truth that there are only 2 liars, and those are A and E, then that means B, C, and D are all telling the truth. But that can't be that, because I've just thought of something that I don't particularly like. Is there going to be like the inclusivity of it? So it's like, yes, if what the person's saying, like, so 3 of us are lying, okay, yes, if 3 of you are lying, but then there's like one person who says 1 of us are lying, well, 1 is a part of 3, so for 3 people to be lying, well, I mean, 1 person has to be lying as well. They're not saying only 1 of us are lying, they're saying 1 of them is lying, and that's technically correct if there were 3 people lying. Now, I don't know if I'm overthinking this, or if I'm thinking just right to the level that Professor Layton wants me to think at. And it's very hard to tell with this game. Sometimes it's very much just like, just go for your instinct, just go for whatever works, just go for your gut answer, bam, nice. And then sometimes it's like, no, think a little bit harder. Think a little bit harder, just think a little bit higher. Okay, let's carry on with my original way of thinking. If I get it wrong, we'll try the inclusivity answer. Right, so if B is telling the truth, that 2 of them are lying, and that would mean everyone else would also have been telling the truth, but that would make C and D liars, because then there's not enough of them lying for that to be correct. But then that would also make B a liar, because then there are too many liars. So they're all the liars. So that means C currently is telling the truth, that there are 3 liars. And then 4 So that's what I'm thinking. But so the question isn't who do you let go, it's how many people do you let go. Which is why I think there's like an inclusivity thing. Because otherwise the answer is just one. You just let D go because D told the truth. I feel like it has to be with the inclusivity, because then if you do that, that kind of like changes things to be more like more of a riddle than just like I'm gonna go with one, and if it's wrong, I think I know what to do to get the answer. Nope, it's just that simple. Cool. That's right, every suspect accused a different number of people. If anyone was telling the truth, it had to be one suspect, no more, no less. The only suspect whose statement fits that condition is D. It looks like he's a free man. So, I mean, some of them just got locked up for lying. I suppose I should have given you a tougher puzzle to solve. You'd best use that. You'd do best to use that brain of yours to find that golden apple everyone is a buzz about. Cool. You got anything new to say? Pardon me, but we happened upon an adorable picture of you and your daughter Flora a moment ago. I beg your pardon? The picture of you holding a baby, the one in the next room. I'm sorry, but you must be mistaken. I've never had any children. Huh? My apologies, madam. I must have been mistaken. At any rate, the time is of the essence. Here, go and find Rahman and bring him back, would you? If that's not Lady Dahlia in the photograph, then who on earth could it be? I think it would do well to ask the butler a few questions. Perhaps he can clear this up for us. Matthew, do you have a moment? Certainly, sir. How can I help you? It's about the picture of Lady Dahlia upstairs, the one of her holding a small child. Ah, yes, about that old picture. That's not Lady Dahlia, I'm afraid. It's a picture of Baron Reinhardt's former wife, Lady Viola. But I certainly understand why you would mistake one for the other. They were virtually identical in their appearance, their gestures, and even the way they moved. That photo isn't of Lady Dahlia, but of an early wife of the Baron. Wow, imagine finding someone who looks that much like you. What are the odds? Is there a chance the two were relatives of one another? I've never heard anything to suggest as much, sir. This happened one day. The Baron arrived home, and at his side was Lady Dahlia. I'm sorry to say that's all I really know about the matter. Not at all. You've been most helpful. Thank you, Matthew. How odd. The more I hear, the stranger the whole affair starts to sound. Baron Augustus Reinhold. Nope, that didn't remind me of a puzzle. Flora Reinhold. Right, well, let's go looking for ramen. The man, not the noodles. These are Simon's glasses, but how on earth did they end up here? This could be a crucial clue in the investigation. I think it's best if we took these to Inspector Chalmey. What's the matter, Mr. Layton? Inspector, take a look at these. These glasses belong to Simon. We found them out in the garden. What the? I imagine they simply fell off the body when it was being carried out of the village. Besides, if you have enough time to manage the village lost and found, shouldn't you be searching for the Reinhold inheritance or whatever it is you're supposed to be doing? Of course, if you continue to interrupt my investigation, I have some ideas about what you can do. My sincerest apologies, Inspector. I don't like that Chelmy one bit. He reeks of smoke and he's so full of himself. The way he treats you, Professor, is just too much. Luke, my boy, pay it no head. Right now we have other priorities. Let's go ask around and find ramen. Oh, hello, lady. Look at you fretting away there. Whatever's the matter? Sorry to trouble you, but have you seen ramen around here today? He was just here until a while ago. No, I can't say I've seen him today, which is strange considering how often he sneaks off the job. But enough of that. I hear you're quite an ace with puzzles. Would you mind helping me out with the puzzle I've been mulling over? Oh, right now we're sort of in the middle of something, but if you insist. The one-line puzzle. Have you heard of one-line puzzles? The idea is to place your pen and paper and draw a shape without lifting your pen from the paper or retracting any parts of the line. You can, however, cross lines. Now that you're familiar with the concept, look at the 4 pictures. One of them cannot be drawn with one line. Which one is it? Okay, well, the obvious solution is just to draw. Is to, try and see which ones you can draw. So that one can be. That one can be. I feel like I'm doing this wrong because my conclusion is that they all can be. You're just doing it wrong. Okay, so I'm assuming it's you could cross, but you can't backtrack. You can't redo them. Let's try that again, but without without going over any of them. So yeah, that one can still be done. That one can be done. Means that one's the only one left. Let's not even attempt it. Let's just go for it. Fuck you, game. It certainly looks like each picture was created in one stroke, but take a second look. I'm not taking a second look. I did it. I missed a line in B. Okay, so I understand how it's not. I just did that one wrong, but I've done that one right before. Hang on. Of course, now I can't do it. Hang on. Or maybe I. Did I definitely do this one earlier, or did. Yeah, I'm sure I did this one earlier, but maybe I must have retraced the line without thinking, without realizing. Yeah. So if I actually did the car, I would have realized that I would have gone like, something's not quite right. I've managed to do all of them. That's some fine work there. I was stuck on this puzzle for I don't know how long. Ah, you there, boy. I just had a terrible vision of you running into trouble tonight. Yeah. Right. Have you seen anything? Have you seen Ramon? Hey, you two, what are you up to? Let me in on the secret. Ah, I got it. Don't tell me. I told you I got it. I was searching for somebody, huh? Looking for info, yeah? But sorry, I haven't seen your man. Are you sure you didn't see or hear anything that might help us out? Or just us? He didn't say out. No, I've got nothing for you. Stop asking me about it. I see. Have you got any puzzles? Well, in any case, thank you for your time. Oh yeah, and good luck with your silly search. Two silly men on a silly search, right? Right. But definitely do not go poking around the tower on the north side of the village, understand? The tower on the north side of the village? How'd you even get to that part of the village? Remember that clock tower in the square? I believe we must pass through it to get to the north side of the village. Let's go check it out. He's just like, hey, I'm still here. I told you not to check it out. That's the clock tower you were talking about, right, Professor? Yes, quite right. Someone's standing in front of the entrance. Hey there, you've been pretty busy solving puzzles, yeah? If you want to pass through here, you need to have solved at least 12 puzzles first. But it looks like you've already done that. Well, I guess I just lied to you then. What? If you really want to pass through, you're also going to have to solve one more puzzle. Oh. My puzzle. Strange dots. The dice below look normal enough, but if you look carefully, there is a pattern. You know the following. A equals 0, B equals 9, C equals 6. What does D correspond to? Right, okay. Instinct. Clock face, motherfucker. Bang. That's right, the dots on each die represent the hands on an analog clock. Way to go! You've earned it, sir, so come on through. Are you still after that scary cat? Are you looking for one of the Reinhold's employees now. He's a man by the name of Rahman. You haven't seen him about, have you? Rahman, huh? Yeah, I think I might have. Oh gosh, where'd I see him? Maybe you'd be better off asking someone else. Ask Lucy, she's standing under the clock tower. You've got a strange gizmo, a pair of eyes. Is that a strange gizmo? It's a very nice cutscene. We can finally pass through the clock tower to the north side of the village. How exciting! We can't wait to see what's in store for us there. Hee, what you doing? I could tell you want to ask me something, but would you mind solving my puzzle first? My little brother and I came up with this one together. See, now I don't trust that it's a puzzle that could be solved. Kids are like that, you know? They like to watch the adults struggle. A boy and his sister are sitting around the kitchen table chatting. You know, sis, if you took away 2 years from my age and gave them to you, you'd be twice my age, huh? Well, why don't you just give me 1 more on top of that? Then I'll be 3 times your age. How old is each sibling? Okay. So, boy is A. Sister is B. So A minus 2 is equal to A minus 2 times 2. Equals B. I'm sure I did that. Hang on, let's try that again. Right. A minus 2 equals B equals 2 A minus 2. You know what? Let's just input a number and go from there. So let's say the boy is 10. Fuck it. If you took away 2 years, he'd be 8, which would make the sister 16. But then she'd actually be 14 because you have to take off 2 for that because he's giving her the years. So 14, 10, okay. So let's continue down that line of thinking. We give her 1 more year. 7. The boy would be 7. And then the girl would be 3 times his age. It would not be 20, or it would be 21, but that's wrong because then 16 plus 1 isn't 21, so they're much younger than 10. So let's try a lower number. Let's try 5. So if he gave her 2 years, he'd be 3. She'd be 10, but she'd actually be 8 because he gave her. Wait, does that matter? I'm not sure the 8 matters. He gave her the 2 years. I don't know, because you need to work out how old is each sibling. But I think that's the thing we need to get onto later. So if we gave her another year, he'd be 2. No. Right. If he gave her 2 years, he was 5, and he gave her 2 years, 3. He'd be twice as old as he is then. So she'd be 6. Means she'd actually be 4. If he gave her 2 years, 3. And she'd actually be 6 still. Sorry, I'm getting dead air because I'm just kind of looking around perplexed. Because I feel like I've hit an answer, but I'm also baffled by it, you see? Because that seems to work out in a kind of nonsensical way. And it's like, yes, that's... So... Yeah, if he did give her an extra year... No. I'm assuming she means if you give her 1 year on top of that. So the 1 year goes over there to create bada boom 7, and then he becomes the year younger, not. So it's not 5, I think. So let's try 6. So he gives her 2 years, 4, and then she's twice his age, which is 8. But then if he gave her an extra year, she'd be 9, and he'd be 3, and that's 3 times. Ha ha ha! So that means the boy is definitely 6. The boy is 6. So if he gave her 2 years, 4, and that would be twice, which would be 8. But he gave her 2 years, which means she's actually 6 as well. What? Sure, fuck it. 6 and... No, not 66. There's one older sibling. Yeah. Execute birthday 66. That's right, the conditions in this puzzle only work out if both the brother and older are currently 6 years old. The 2 siblings are actually twins. Cool. Is that too easy for you? Oh well. Hey, you know the guy from the mansion, Ramen? He may look sedate, but my, does he like the nightlife. He's friends with that party animal, Jarvis. Jarvis? I don't believe I know the man. Where might we find him? Well, you see, Jarvis isn't the type to place much value in being gainfully employed. At this time of the day, he's probably lazing about around those steps to the north. Just head up north until you hit a fork in the road, and take the path to the right. Okay, I have to go now. Let's play again later. Anything fun, cat and mouse? Look at that cat, Professor. It's not Claudia, is it? No, of course not. It's a different cat. Yes, it's an alley cat. And judging by the way he's bullying that poor mouse, a rather mean one at that. Yes, Luke. Speaking of mice, have you heard this one before? Too many mice. Mice are famous for their ability to multiply neck break speeds. I do not like that drawing. I'm going to state that right now. The type of mouse we have... The type of mouse we have here gives birth once a month, birthing 12 babies each time. Baby mice mature and can give birth 2 months after they are born. You picked up one of these darling baby mice at the pet shop and brought it home the day after it was born. In 10 months from now, how many mice will you have? I still don't like that picture. Okay. So it gives 12 babies a month, once a month. It takes 2 months, so that's just 8 times 12, isn't it? Because 10 minus the 2 months you have to wait. Not 48, I think you want double that, 96. I think that's it. Take a deep breath and think about it. That may not seem like much help, but you can do it. Thanks, game. Right, let's try reading the question again. Mice are famous for their ability to multiply breakneck speeds. The type of mouse we have here gives birth once a month, birthing 12 babies each time. So 12 every month. Baby mice can mature and give birth 2 months after they are born. So that's once a month. 12 equals X. Because why not? So usually in 10 months, that'd be 120. But you have to wait 2 for it to mature. Baby mouse has. You're right. Ah, of course, because then the mice also have babies. I don't think I have enough room to do all the maths on this. Right, so. Oh, God. Okay. You have mouse number 1. And then after. We'll call this 2 months. You have 12 plus 1, the 12 babies, plus the 1 adult. Then after another 2 months, 2, 4, each of those. No, I think that's the correct line of thinking. I think that's kind of what it wants you to think, is that each baby mouse then gets pregnant after 2 mice. After 2 mice? After 2 months. Because mice be horny. So 12 times 12. Definitely not doing this on a calculator. 144 babies plus the 13 adults. So it says you're taking 1. Oh no, that's not even right, because it's not 12 by 12, because the original mouse still has babies. Oh, and it has babies every month. I have 1 mouse. I keep accidentally saying mouth instead of mouse. I can see where you're all coming from with that answer. It's just so that, yeah, yeah, I kind of agree that like if you have to go down the whole thing of like every single mouse has like 12 births each month, it gets way too complicated. Yeah. That's right. Your mouth can't. Mouth. Stop saying mouth. Your mouse can't birth any babies by itself. But now, let's look at that realistically. There's definitely a high chance that your mouse can just get fucked. Okay. Like, you've got 10 months. You think, you know. I'm just saying. Zapone. Then you try to hide surge in your eyes, and as you may after you solve this puzzle. Yep, puzzles. Island hopping, okay. Oh my gosh. Here is an overhead view of a cluster of tropical islands. As you travel from A to B, your objective is to visit every island exactly once. The island folks say this can be accomplished with the addition of a single straight bridge. The only other rule is that your existing bridge cannot cross over any pre-existing bridge. So where should your bridge go? Okay. So let's work backwards, yeah? I wish there was like a thing where, because like now it's like, so in that previous one where it wants you to hit the like input answer button and then draw your numbers or whatever. But then on this screen, it allows you to like draw on stuff. I kind of wish it had that sort of thing for like everyone, like every because I can do the working out and like kind of do it like with my hand, but then unfortunately like you can't see like what I'm doing because I'm like just slightly hovering over the like touch screen, so I'm not going like boom boom boom, that sort of thing. Right, you can go from here to here and here to here and here to here. So every island exactly once. So let's say go down here. Then you'd either have to put the bridge between these two if you wanted to do it like that. And then yeah. So yeah. As I suspected, a fellow detective, your skills at solving puzzles are formidable, sir. Dare I say they approach my own. It's the eyes, I say, they never lie, and when they do, I know. Alright, well we can talk. We could talk to that old lady again, but we can go find Jarvis. I think his name was. Nope, it's not him. Gerard. Hello there. Say, laddie, you haven't seen a big coin around here, have you? But it's one that I dropped a lovely one somewhere nearby. They always seem to be losing things nowadays, and replacing them gets mighty expensive. I've become quite a penny pincher. Don't suppose you mind advising me on a tiny money matter, would you? Spare change. Oh my god. A rope and coins are arranged as shown below. As you pull the ends of the rope out to the left and right, the rope will draw it out and push the coins to either side. Assuming you only get to keep the coins that end up on the top half of the rope, how many coins would you have? Jesus Christ. So again, so what I mean is, like, I'm able to like draw on this and go, woo. I kind of wish that was there for like every puzzle, even the ones that want you to kind of like draw your own things. There's so many fucking coins, Jesus Christ. Okay, like these top ones I get, and I kind of understand, but then as soon as it starts going all fucking higgledy-piggledy in the bottom and the middle, I'm like, what the I'm sure if you had this like arranged out in front of you and you pulled the rope, the coins would just go wherever the fuck they wanted to. Like if you've got this rope in front of you and you pulled it, I can guarantee you what would happen is fuck all. You would get none of the coins because the rope would just immediately just get together with all the coins in the middle. Fuck it. Gut answer. 2. You get those 2 coins, everything else fucks off. Nope. Okay, well, thanks for watching, Scott. And have a good night. Right, okay, well, there's no way you'd get that one. Wait. No, I don't think that's right. No, that's wrong. That one's still right though. It's these middle ones that are just like so all over the place. It's just I genuinely don't like this one just because like it feels like it just feels tedious. It doesn't feel like I'm working out a puzzle. It just feels like I'm following like a fucking rope and going, is this one right? I'm just gonna go for your answer, Kuma, because I just genuinely can't be asked to sit there and do the rest of the fucking counting. There you go. Go on, how was I supposed to figure that out? Yeah, fuck off, game. I know it takes time. That's why it was a shit puzzle. Hi, what a sharp fellow you are. Now do an old man a favour and help me search that coin, eh? Ah, now he looks like a Jarvis. Yep. Let me tell you, lately St. Mysterio has become a dangerous place. Case in point, I haven't seen ramen since yesterday. That rascal missing or something? Don't know why people are disappearing, but recently they just vanish. Can't walk the streets alone. Really? Could you please elaborate a bit on what you know of these mysterious disappearances? Nope. Can't say I know the particulars of the subject. It seems to me that the only folks vanishing were the ones complaining of feeling sick or tired. I'm sorry, I don't really remember much about it. Probably have better luck talking with Zapone about stuff like this. I hear he's in the know about pretty much everything. Zapone, you say? Where might we find this person? What, you mean you didn't bump into him on the way here? I'm pretty sure he did. He's the slouching man with the fancy little mustache. You'll know him when you see him. Oh, it really is hard to get a lead on this case. The day is far from over, Luke. Let's see what else we can find out by asking around. Okay. You were Zapone, right? No, you were Gerard. Oh, we're doing another puzzle. Okay. The camera and the case. Please be less tedious than your previous one. While walking through a market on holiday, you notice a small stand selling cameras. A camera in cake set is selling for £310. Ah, the currency of my people. The merchant tells you that the camera costs £300 more than the case itself, and that the case costs the same price as of the set minus the cost of the camera. You decide to just buy the case without the camera. You hand the merchant £100. How much change would you get back? Right, so why are we in red now? Set equals 310. Merchant tells you the camera costs more than the case itself, and that the case costs the same price as the set minus the cost of the camera. Right. So A and B equals 310. A, we'll say that's the camera, equals B plus 300. This is also a way into finding out how bad my handwriting is, because there's only so much I can get away by saying, oh yeah, it's because my DS isn't calibrated as good. Some of it is just like, no, some of it is actually just terrible. But the case costs the price of the set minus the cost of the camera. B equals 10 minus A. That hasn't helped me. Feel that the obvious answer is just say 10. But I'm not, or like, not that sort of means not how much change you get back, but that's like that's how much the camera costs. But I'm assuming they're kind of going are they going for like yes, it's part of a deal. You know, so like if you buy them together, it's 310, but you know, the camera costs this much and the case costs this much, and you know, normally together they'd cost more than 310, but you know, if you get them as the deal, they're 310. So it's kind of like, well, the case isn't supposed to just cost £10, and you're not just going to get £90 change. I'm assuming that's what they're going for. Otherwise, it's almost disappointingly simple of just, well, the camera is this much, and but yeah, it definitely can't be 10, because if the camera costs 300 more than the case, that would make the camera on its own 310. And then that wouldn't make sense, because then the case minus the case being the same cost as the set minus the cost of the camera would make the case free, which makes sense if it's like, yes, these costs. But then it doesn't make sense, because then the original price is 10, so you have to find one where the start number is the same as the end number. It's not just like, the case is 10. Actually, it's free. So fuck it, let's pick a number. Let's start with 50, not 5U. 50, not 5, whatever that is. 50. So, let's say it's 50. Let's say the case is 50. That means the camera, 350. Which would mean that the case is 310 minus... How does that work? Price is set minus the cost of the camera. Okay. So it definitely has to be less than 100, but it's got to be like a really... I feel like it's got to be the really weird high number, because the case costs the price of the set minus the cost of the camera. Oh no, maybe not a really weird high number, maybe a really weird low number. Like, because... Because if you go like anything over 10, then the price of the set, 310, minus the cost of the camera, then like automatically becomes like a minus number. So my then kind of thinking is it's 5, because then you plus the 300 to get 305. And then you minus your 310 minus 305, and that goes all the way back to 5 for the correct answer. So, which means you get not 4, you get £95 change. Bada boom. Good thinking. That merchant had an awfully misleading way of explaining things, didn't he? Make sure you don't get tricked by some swindler next time you go shopping. Never that crook, and I thought I was getting the deal of the century. Really saddens a man to think people could be so dishonest. I mean, I don't know. This sounds like the case was really cheap. Okay, this was Lapone. Into the mysterious disappearance around the village, are you? Well, let me give you my take on the situation. Well, something the matter? Ah, yes, now I remember. If it's rumours you're after, take a tip from a fellow detective and go ask Crouton. He owns the village restaurant. Okay. Where's the village restaurant? Is it here by any chance? Nope. Archibald, lend me an ear, would you? I'd like your expert opinion on this puzzle. It won't take but a minute. Father's age. A father and son are chatting when the son poses the question, Dad, I'm 22 now, but just how old are you? Father replies, well, you want to know how old I am, eh? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm as old as your age, plus half my age. How old is the father? Okay, well, my instinct is he's 44. Because then half of his age is 22. And 22 plus 22 is 44. Bang. Instinct answer. Let's go. That was the wrong input. He's not 22. He's 44. Let me try that again. Shush, shush game, shush. I know what I did wrong. Hush, hush. He's 44. There you go. See, I knew it. I just put completely the wrong thing in. That's right, half is your father's age plus the son's age would give you the answer, which means that half the father's age must be equal to the son's age. Son is 22, so the father must be 44. Wonderful. I guess I was on the right track all along. Thanks for your help, boys. Sorry for taking up so much of your time. I'll let you get back to what you were doing. I have no idea what these gizmos are going to be used for. Oh, now we're here again. Oh dear, your fortune for this month looks abysmal. I recommend solving my puzzle if you want to avoid this terrible, potential gory fate. Well, let's hope we can do just that. Oh, it's another one-line puzzle. Okay. So that one can be done. Thinking the hat already. Yeah, I can't seem to get away. To get that like middle bit without having to retrace like a tiny bit. Yep. When examining a picture like this, the key to spotting a fake is looking at the areas where multiple lines intersect. When looking at those areas, take note of whether the number of lines running through a given point are odd or even. If all intersections contain an even number of lines, or if there are two intersections that contain an odd number of lines, you should be able to draw the picture in one line. Okay. No. Don't quite understand that, but I don't know. We're looking for the restaurant now? It's not far, it's just a little... It's just headed a little to the west of here. Before you run off again, I've got a tip for you. If you want to experience all that St. Mystere has to offer, you can't just run from point A to point B. Take some time off and explore the village from top to bottom. You'll be glad you did. Much appreciated. We'll be sure to give that a try. Come, Luke, we have work to do. Well, I mean, I did just kind of run around a little bit. Who's this fella? True, what they're saying about a murder at Reinhold Manor. A murder in our little village. The very thought gives me the shivers. And a great idea for a novel. Oh, excuse my insensitivity. Just always on the lookout for a new idea. How can I help you? I'm looking for Ramen. Have you seen him around? No, I can't say that I have seen him today. But if your search has turned up nothing, he's probably at the park, or in the tower. You know, somewhere the villagers don't normally go. The tower, huh? Oh, you should stay away. Stay as far from that tower as possible. There are all sorts of bad rumors about it. It does seem that way. Keep running to people who say that. Just what are the rumors? Just, bad stuff. Something really scary about that tower. Maybe it's all the bad stuff that people keep suggesting. And that you really want to stay away from it. Nah, couldn't possibly be that. Oop. Oh, what the heck was that sound? I've just had it. Would somebody please stop that awful racket? What's the matter, sir? Who are you calling sir? I'm a young man. Ah, but never mind that, I'm furious. The sound, that horrible noise, I can't get a wink of sleep at night. It used to be the tower only made a noise every once in a while, but now it's been roaring non-stop. How am I supposed to sleep? You hear me, tower? How am I supposed to sleep? Please calm yourself, sir. Do you have any idea what the source of the deafening din is? Now that you mention it, I don't know the slightest clue about that. I heard it's the roar of a huge monster that lives up in the tower, but who knows? So the noise is coming from the tower, is it? You still laughing? Hee hee hee, that guy gets so worked up that he turns red like a tomato. He looks at... He's just having a jolly old time. So here you two are into puzzles. I can tell. It's obvious from the way that you're ogling these coins. You can smell it, can't you? Well, you're right. There's a puzzle in these coins. Have a look. Equilateral triangle. More shapes. In the drawing below, there are 10 coins are arranged to form an equilateral triangle. The triangle is pointing up right now, but you can get it to point down by moving 3 of the coins. Move coins around by sliding them with your stylus. When you're satisfied with their positions, tap the submit icon. Okay, so we want it to point down. That's not quite right. Still not quite right. Okay, right. Can only move 3 of them. Oh, I've got it. The interesting thing about this puzzle is the whole triangle changes shape with a simple shifting of a few coins. Ugh. Excuse me. I'm getting tired. The trick is to think about the corners on the first triangle, and then it's easy to see the changes you need to make. Yeah, that's totally how I thought about it. Not just... Yeah, it's just as I thought. You guys are a bunch of puzzle fiends. A strange gizmo. David says full of puzzle lovers like you, but not all of them are nice like me. Watch your back. Yeah, most nice people don't say watch your back. I'll give you a little hint there. Brahman, he hasn't been around today. Looks like we've hit another dead end. Too bad you couldn't find him. He usually sneaks out of work to come here to gossip and drink coffee. You know, speaking of gossip, I've heard some weird rumours from my customers lately. Recently, there's been talk of some strange old man running around St. Mystere kidnapping people. A kidnapper? Who is this old man? I heard all this secondhand, so you got me there. You need to find a better source for village gossip. You might want to try the cafe. Usually you'll hear rumours straight from the source there. It's almost sunset now, so the cafe should be open for dinner. Serious old man kidnapping village folk. Now that's a rumour. That's a lot of puzzles sent to Granny Riddleton's shack. Professor, it's getting dark outside. I'm afraid that's my cue to start closing up shop. Come by tomorrow if you get hungry. What, your cue is some boy saying it's getting dark outside? What an odd cue. Luke, let's take a moment to sum up our findings. We have a strange roaring tower, disappearing villagers, and an odd elderly kidnapper. All so bizarre, I can't make any sense of it at all, Professor. I think we finally got some clues on our hands, my boy. Observing the nightlife in this village might tell us more than what we need to know. Great idea, Professor. And with that, I think that's a good time to end it for today. So I had a lot of fun with this. You know, I mean, I'm interested to see where the story goes. I'm eager to get some more puzzles completed. Really enjoying it so far. Yeah, most of the puzzles are interesting and fun and actually provide me with some thinking. I think I've only had like a couple puzzles so far that I'm not too hot on. But yeah. So we'll be continuing this more in the week, and yeah. I've got some fun streams lined up for the near future. I've got some games that I've really been looking forward to, or, you know, I'm really eager to do outside of this as well. I'm also thinking, so I had a thought during this stream that for the next stream of this and for future streams, I may introduce a face cam. Now, I don't usually do face cam, but I kind of wanted to give it like a test run at some point anyway to see how I feel with it. And because this being a puzzle game, there are obviously points when I'm kind of not talking a lot because I'm thinking about the puzzle. So I think instead of me being able to provide verbal or audio entertainment, you can at least see the perplexed expression on my face, and you can watch me struggle in real time. And that might be at least somewhat enjoyable. So yeah, that's gonna be it from me today. Thank you all for watching and hanging out. I appreciate that as always. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye bye.